admittedly down to the last day of Group B, but it's been actually an open and shut 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's see if Group C is going to have a couple more twists and turns. I'm very excited to see Big Clan return to a German-speaking roster, see the influence that has on the rest of them.
Yeah, I think one of the keys here is the fact that everybody, in lieu of not having that Zantara sharp tool, is going to have to lift their individual ability, which boils down to getting more kills. Now, 1xBet odds were favouring the Big Clan, and so does the opening kill. Saracen will combine with Tizian's flash. Breeze will find one in response here, so it's falling apart at the seams.
Yeah, it's even trades. Keto's done very well to actually open up ramp. It keeps them competitive at least. And if they wanted to send to the lower site, it would be the right call.
Well, they're going to get the bomb down safe here towards the single door. Keto will be defending that, and the 3-on-3 can really kick off now. No defuse kit for this retake. Let's see, when can Daps get his first kill in Counter-Strike?
Ooh, Saracen, a bit of a mess of that one. Keto's done well with his USP, got another to contend with. Would need 3, and 3 is the magic number. Don't forget, Tamsin's very, very low. He lives on. You might want to take first contact here. Daps to come up clutch, and Keto playing with him, toying with him. Crosshairs in the right place. It's a Keto wild, though. That's 4. Does look like we've lost Tizian, so a timeout going to have to be called. But Big Clan converting off their T-pistol.
Do they have any doors in Valorant? I know they've got teleporters. I don't think they have any doors.
They don't swing open doors, you're right.
No, that new map Breeze, there was a thing that you could like drop down in and appear in, I don't know if it's middle. I think I played it once. So there's no door.
Yes, the little droppy door.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I don't think there's any doors in the same as a Nuke.
It's like their version of drop-down cobble.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a sound queue. It's a one-way entrance and exit. Good to see Daps back on our screens.
Was that gentleman in the background there?
Yeah.
I think his... Hold up a second.
You want to see that again?
Well, he could be. I took a glance from an angle at distance. Now, it looks like the gentleman whose name is Rob, who used to be the media guy for Renegades when I was in the team back in 2015. So
been around
it could be him.
Yeah, it could be. We'll check it.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, don't forget, I think I've recognized many people in the background. And
it's never the people we think.
No, completely different human being. So wall of smoke's caused by Big. Let's see if they can hold on to this, because, Chad, these rounds are pesky. Can be very hard to hold on to. When we get to see Gade flying down the vents and already taking a lot of space. If he swings open the door, yeah, okay, so he's made a very clear sound cue as to his position. That'll get Ramp a little aware. I imagine who's going to be... Oh my God, if he gets flanked, this is going to be brutal. They're pushing him ramp. He's going to run straight into Gade.
Hello.
Oh, that's lovely. The low side should be open for business now.
Oh, Daps has already been peppered away here. This CZ not going to get a chance to do too much damage, but Breeze through the smoke, making it look way too easy there. Another great find from Keto, continuing to farm up some frags. And, well, now it will just be 3 of these pesky upgrades. Scout, CZ, Deagle to find. And if you're EG at this point, maybe you're thinking you should save. So it gets a kill on the Scout.
That means it's an AK to be retrieved. You can see that Obo is surging forward to retrieve it as a team. So this is actually going to work out, like, not terribly. You keep your Kevlar, your Mag-10, your Scout, and an AK. Everyone's got a sidearm and a primary to bring into your next attempt to at least keep these boys from Big Clan honest. Admittedly, it's 2 Mag-10s on Saracen and Gade, so they're not too dissatisfied either.
Yeah, this AK is great to carry through the next round, right? So it's looking good for EG to be competitive in the next. And I think the thing here is having Big decide they want to start on the T side. I guess that means they can, it's their first game, it's their first official with Gade. They get to set and dictate the pace a little bit more. If you start on the CT side, it's very quick to start in that 5-0 hole, right? You lose pistol, you lose the force buy, you take an eco, you lose the first gun round, you lose another half buy. Well, it's already 5-0, right? At least here they get to determine how they want to approach these rounds.
And some super interesting context. It was a Dexerto interview, I believe, I don't want to butcher his name, Louise Mira?
Yes.
Louise Mira, who's recently joined Dexerto with a great piece highlighting Gade and his move to Big Clan, with the insight that he's actually been considering it for a long time. It's been in the works in the sense that it was an offer that he didn't take in 2017 during that Optic conversation. And to have that, you know, that seat kept warm to the point when Zantara's did want to depart for his pursuit of Eternal Fire, Gade has been called upon. And, I mean, just school German. The fact that this dude is... You know, I mean, a lot of people can say they learn a language in school. Not many can say that they can use it in a professional environment. I mean, that's a different, that's a different kettle of fish. So shout outs to Gade one time. And if he can do this, I think it's only going to help the other 4 significantly. Like, I do think it was a bit of a debuff just by having Xantaras in their roster.
Well, it's just like a filter, right? There was always that filter having to come through to Xantaras, but there's an opening from Obo. Getting interesting now. Molly top heart pressure towards the upper bomb site here, and the cavalry of Cirque has arrived up the ladder.
Ooh.
They're allowing them to get that bomb down, and in this kind of situation, you will go for the retake. This would be a great find here from Breeze, not able to connect. Cade gets his first kill, dispels the lobby presence, and now they just have 4 more to find to get their 3rd round.
Yeah, but is it just going to be like, you've got no util? Normally util is the catalyst to a retake on this top side. A little one-way smoke, a little pressure. Daps is going walking for this, and Gade has been bodyguarding it nicely. It's the rifle lost by Tabson. And Obo continues to at least be a threat in yard. They'd love to take him down. Good damage out of Kito's AK, and he does finish the job, so Sark doesn't get to keep hold of his scout. And actually, they don't get to keep hold of anything. That's worked out lovely for Big Clan. They stop any of that save and keep hold of rifles themselves.
Yeah, that feeling right there is like they've gotten out of bed in the morning and they made their bed. So now that they're going to they've returned home from work right now, getting into the first gun rounds, and it's a clean room. So that's nice. It's a nice feeling. You don't have to worry too far down the road about any of those. You didn't leave the towel on the bed. We've all done it. You know, you've had a shower, you've been in a bit of a rush, you leave the damp towel on the bed, and you come home at night and you've left the window open. So not only is the bed a little bit wet, it's bloody cold too. It hasn't dried out.
I do love a good cold sheet though on a hot summer's eve.
Okay. Turn the pillow over.
Yeah, man.
Get that freshness.
Obo, previously very successful in his yard campaign, now dispatched for main and top side defense.
You can see that Molly, just while we have a little bit of time here, towards the vent, is to deny the vent rotation to buy the buffer for these secret cross smokes, so they don't have to worry, or at least if they do, they'll hear a sound cue, make the life difficult of these rotators. But now they can just clamp on down. Can be a lower sight pincer, and with Tabson towards that lower sight, will they swing open a door to mask the sound? Orb shot picks up the ramp control, and Cirque picks back in. He's actually lost Gade here. He can creep around, get the kill, and away we go.
Big find. It's kept level. Looks like they've lost Hito in the process. Tabson yet to make a sound cue. He has to break the glass eventually. And he's rejoining his teammates. Mihu's got a lot to contend with here. He's going to get very hot. Mihu has to depart dark, and it's up to the boys here to trade evenly. It does seem like they've managed to at least take the site, but they haven't got the bomb. Breeze confirms it, and that makes it very uncomfortable for Tabson. Breeze should have him booked here. Now, he's looking the wrong way currently, but he's going to have his head on a swivel, as you can see.
Ooh, it's timing. It's going to be on timing.
God, he looked away the second. Oh, okay, that's the end of Tabson. It should be.
Louise.
Long-range connections with the spray. Okay, bomb down secret. Obo can still play spoiler here if they cross main, and he's lost the bomb again. 18 seconds. Tizian will scoop it up, descend the vents. He knows where Obo is. A head-to-head between the two of them.
I don't think Obo's going to know until he hears that door getting swung open. Actually, he wasn't close enough. He played passive here, and now he should have a very good idea of where this one resides. Down towards the lowest site. Second guesses himself here. Is he just going to try and save this AWP? I'm not sure if he's aware. I thought that he worked it out. And there it is. It's just the AWP save. Okay, well, a round that could have gotten interesting just turns into an Obo AWP save. And Big, they put another one on the board here. Got messy for a moment.
I will say, I think Tabson's completely saved them. Like, you can't sweep that frag under the rug. Breeze should have had that day in, day out. Just a question of timing. Looked away at the wrong time. Tabson gets that first bullet pressure.
If we're going to talk about Breeze and Cirque, two of those names, right? And I think the Des touched on it a little bit. If you're newer to Counter-Strike, then maybe you're not used to the Daps with NRG, which is where we had Ethan, where we had, obviously, Daps, we had Breeze, we had Cirque, and, well, we had Tarek in play over there as well. And within that team, when they were good, Breeze, Cirque, Ethan, they were the workhorses. They were the stars of the team. Now, Breeze, he hasn't been a consistent fragging presence, let's just put it that way, for EG in recent times.
Oh, the pun saved him, yeah.
If we can get Breeze returning himself to that level, Cirque popping off, then combine that with Mihu and Obo, now we can have a bit of a conversation, but that's the ifs and buts.
It's the ifs and buts, but it's like, I don't know if I'm just overhyping it. That's a great find, an aggressive angle as well from Cirque. I mean, he knows he's got the hero pressure with the AWP, the biggest weapon for his squad, and now he's rotated into the stack. This is a great call. The smoke has deterred the commit. But what was that?
You like those? You take those?
All right. Well, Big, very, very limpy now. And it should, for EG, if they can hold their nerve here, they've got everything covered. Look at that, that's a real luxury. As we cut through the EG defense, you can see that Big's options are so limited. This spells trouble.
They even have a kit right now as well on Breeze, so worst case, they could mop this up, but it would be nice for Daps to get a kill here too. And okay, I was going to say the 3 Deagle bullets necessary, gets it done in 4. Nice stuff there from Daps, and that's EG on the board. So a saved AWP from Obo turned into a round, right? Whereas the 1v1, that's a 50-50. This one, I guess they've made it look a bit more like a 70-30 there. And they've actually put some questions over in the big column for the future purchase. Now, this is reminding you all at home that smokes are just smokes. They're not a wall. You just can't see through them.
Yeah, doesn't stop me respecting them like a wall the entire time.
Wow, they are pretty scary. Now, look at this purchase here from Big. They've been able to get a little bit of a hodgepodge buy going. 2 rifles, a Galil and an AK. Some upgraded pistols and enough util to get them across to Secret again. A late wall. Now, you can see teams go for the later walls so that that it can't get disrupted by any pesky Molotovs. There's one of them. And the smokes will land quite deep. That's going to be called clear from Cirque. There's literally nobody outside. It's looking like they're setting up for a top pop here. Out Squeaky with 3.
Oh, this is going to be a bloodbath. I can feel it. Obo is going to be Molotov'd out. He will find a safe haven, I think. As I say that, they just get dominated. Breeze and Obo already depart the round, and oh, EG so well equipped, but they fall foul to the opening entries of Keto. Searson with 1 as well.
Yeah, if you don't do anything on the top pop like that, if you're not trading, if you're not even making it with a bit of damage for your teammates to come on in and mop up the mess, you may as well save. And I think that's what's being called. We can see already starting to recede the EG trio. I
mean, this is brave from Searson. He wouldn't mind the AWP. He knows where it's going to be likely saved. It's actually not towards CT spawn, so hiding in plain sight in the vents. But Big Clan have responded immediately. You know, I just started visualizing a full 4-4 there. EG had a real opportunity to start twisting the knife. A single rifle. Big Clan make it look easy with a little top pop action. We'll see how those frags came about. So it was Obo and I believe Breeze. And yeah, there they are. Both bodies dropped, and it's just too much to overcome and to retake. You can see frustrations mounting a little bit there for Obo. And there you get to see a glimpse of Gade. That's some great content out of Big as well, if you want to see how their boot camp and his arrival went. A Danish flag flying for Big Clan.
Yeah, it is odd. I guess...
it was odd when it was a Turkish flag as well.
But they're both red flags.
Yeah.
So they've just traded one for the other. And here we go, a bit more pace, straight in towards top. Big, keeping their foot on that gas pedal.
Oh my God, they're in. Obo's got a lot to contend with here. And Breeze and him this time past their test. Keto continues to try and press the issue here, but there's so many players. He's booked off the flash. And as the dust settles and the round has met its 1:20 mark, Searson has lost everyone.
Yeah, well, they went for the pace change. They went much quicker, right? Previous round, they did a smoke wall to fake and then popped in late. You see the difference a couple of opening kills can make out of your defenders here. Searson's all will find 1. That's Mihu down.
Searson's a gamer, Chad.
Yeah, it would be some classic Searson action here, and I think with Cirque's AWP pointed in his direction, it's going to be unlikely to get much more out of him, especially when you consider Daps up on the rafters as well. Searson falls, 5-2, the scoreline reads, and Big, they've fallen flat with the faster maneuver, so it's going to be back down to one of those more odd-looking buys, where you'll see maybe some pistols, maybe some Galils. They have enough to get at least 3 AKs out if they want to forego utility.
Really good confidence booster for the top defense as well. Like for EG, they had to prove that they can defend your top pop. So Big Clan are not going to be bullying you. They're not going to keep abusing Obo and Breeze. You know, the first taste of that top pop, it definitely felt like Big Clan were going to try and keep abusing you, and now already you've deterred it. It's like, you basically told them, communicated professionally, try something else. And Mihu already dealing with ramp. That was Gade just going for a contact walk, and it's not gone well for him.
Tabson's found something towards Yard, though, and not a bad find by any means. Operating very low HP, and look at the peak from Cirque, being hugely active over towards this secret area.
Yeah, Daps even flashing for him just to cover his mark. Mihu. Oh, bit lackadaisical around the corner. Breeze looking very sharp on the M4. Good God, is he expecting another? He will now. Tizian's dealt with him. Breeze nearly took him all the way down. Big chunk out of Tizian, operating with just 30 HP for the 1v2.
The plant would be nice here, and he has a bit of room to do so if he acts right now, but he is looking for a frag before he descends into the site, and every second that he waits, well, Obo's coming around heaven. Cirque's going to be able to pop his head up that vent, and I think this one will fall away from Tizian as he does exactly that.
Yeah, he'd have to manage his angle so well. He's no idea Obo's right behind him, and there's a third for the Evil Geniuses. It's nearly a perfectly even kill distribution. It was Breeze's double on ramp. They're maintaining that advantage.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting, right? So just so everybody's aware, maybe you don't know what happened with EG, but Daps came back to be the coach. Stan has opted to take a little bit of extra time. Didn't feel that he got the most out of the tournament break. I think that's due to quarantine restrictions in his part of the world as well. So, look, you can understand it. If he doesn't feel ready to come back, he may have come back and be more of a detriment to the team, right, and himself.
It takes a lot of maturity to, you know, and I'm sure, don't forget, Stan's been playing this game a long time. It takes a lot of maturity and awareness of yourself to be able to say, hey, boys, I think I would be a detriment to us and myself if I committed to this. Yeah,
so with that, Daps, who, if you guys have missed the Daps storyline, used to be a professional Counter-Strike player. We've had him on desks, majors before.
And he was categorized as a wise and one of the best of the NA bunch, with the caveat of sometimes being a bit volatile in the fragging department. Like, I'd put him as like North America's Carrigan. He's like everyone, he's a lovable teddy bear, but he can have those games where he is a detriment to his squad, and that was why coaching seemed like a lovely little balance of the two. Yeah, his strong suits and covering his weakness.
He was like a classic in-game leader of, you know, the 2015, 2016, right?
Yeah,
you know, like you were a smart cookie, but you maybe didn't help your team out in the fragging capacity,
or he
right?
gets so wrapped up in what the team is doing, he can't focus or doesn't prioritize his own game.
Yeah, micromanaging your little pawns around the board here. But as well as that, he went to Valorant. Okay, so that's the big headline here. He went to Valorant, but he's come back. He's come back to us within that coaching role for EG. Now, being called upon to be an active player within the squad again. Now, that's something which I'm sure he didn't take lightly. I'm sure he had a bit of a thought process about that. But to be a professional in Valorant, mechanically, Daps should still have been playing.
Oh, he'll be hot.
Yeah.
I've even seen tweets from some of the NA pros saying that they like to warm up in CS for their Valorant games and warm up in Valorant for their CS games.
I guess that's probably because they just can't find enough pracs in either. But,
yeah, I mean, it does feel like, you know, Daps has gone to a fancy private school for a second. He went to a private school, and now he's come back. And as the head teacher, I want us all on our best behavior, okay, guys? Like, let's make him feel welcome. Let's welcome him back with open arms.
Keto could knife him, though, and that's not going to be very welcoming, is it?
Oh, that isn't very welcoming.
Welcome back, Daps.
Blade to the spine, and Keto might get another hit.
Just like the knife you put in the Counter-Strike community's back, Daps, when you left us. How could you?
We don't have to be those people, by the way. Anyone watching, like, join the gang where we're not just reflexively projecting our fears and insecurities about Counter-Strike's lifespan onto Valorant. We don't hate Valorant. We don't hate it. It's good. It's competition. This is an FPS game, and we like...
It's its own thing.
It's completely its own thing.
Yeah, they got all their own roles and all those things, and we
Wibbly bibblies.
Yeah, and we've got grenades and AWPs, right?
Yeah, precisely.
Everyone's got their pros and their cons.
It's not exactly the same game.
You want to play both? Go for it. You want to play neither? That's good too.
Like, let's just stop being so divisive. Why does everything have to be a binary 1 or a 0?
Things are better for people, Alex, when they can
just
stay out of the grey.
Yeah.
But this is good from EG, getting back into the CT side here and finding themselves only one round off the pace.
Testing the reaction speed of Cirque there. That was a brave one. Jumping across, and at least confirms that the AWP's not Yard. I mean, I don't know if that's going to inspire anything out of the Keto Tabson project, but they have already got Tabson across. Tizian monitoring lobby side, and this is the aforementioned Yard presence of Big. So they got about 60 seconds to piece this one together. Bomb still lingering lobby. We could be seeing, well, I was going to say smokes. No way, Jose. Tizian's got one. That's it. So where's that going?
Yeah, it's going to make this difficult to operate with. This could...
oh, is that lockers?
Yeah, and I think right now, when we look where Tabson is towards the lower site, maybe they just want to try and keep eyes away for the rotation. Where's that one going to fly out to? We'll see it pop up on your radar any second. There you go. Nice little jump throw. But they have to turn the screws here. 25 seconds, a 5v5. knocking on the door atop. It's about to get hot.
It's very hot. Obo, 1 for 1. Not bad considering the molly. They're coming in. Daps just wants to play his life play. There's time and more than enough. Double out of Daps. Another miss out of Cirque. The bomb will go down uncontested. They've just about got enough time to make a round out of this big clan. Not the most favorable of retakes. Don't forget, Cirque with the orbit does put a lot of pressure on Mihu. He's got a full kit of util, a flash from Cirque to set him up. All right, Mihu, let's see what you're made of. Big clan not caught by the flash, but he full commits. Down he goes, waiting for the peak of Taps and the molly great.
Might be deep.
Tizian hiding that close corner. Cirque would have to find him right now with a no-scope. And it's just too much to ask of him. Tizian with 3.
He'll grab that AWP as well. Thank you very much. Sirison will be using that in the next round of play. And Big have already given themselves more than enough rounds to work with here on this T half. I think it's going to be not easy for EG to be operating on the T side of a technical map like Nuke. Now, look, they are over in Katowice, Poland. I could tell because I think Obo put a picture up and he was, I could tell from the curtains. I can even tell you what hotel they're boot camping in.
Nerd.
So we've spent many stays in Katowice, Poland in that exact hotel. And what are we going to get out of the team here? Smoke wall not deployed, but enough to usher them behind main and to be threatening from that T-red container. Now, they're actually going to park multiple members here, so hoping when you do something like this that there's a late CT... Never mind, they're being active. I was going to say late CT clear Keto.
Daps is good for 1 in this angle. It's a very, very potent and can't really be flashed off either, so... Oh, lovely. 2 in the feed for EG. And I don't know if Tabson's going to have to change his plans completely because he had the bomb. I think he wanted to go top with that through main, but Daps' position alone has kind of rumbled them. Oh, what a reaction out of Tizian. A little bit of tracer fire, but he does react in time to put 1 into Mihu. That's the end of that. Breeze fills the gap, and Tabson at least getting a plan.
Need it.
That's going to put an extra 800 bucks in every member of Big Clan's pockets. Oh, he hears them stampeding towards him. He'll take 1 more for his troubles. A solid haul, all things considered. But EG closing that gap. And I mean, they need to, right? If they want to have a competitive Nuke here, want to see them close that gap and then some. Big Clan, as you already highlighted, going to be happy with their haul and just going weapon hunting, getting all the upgrades they can.
Look, that plant is going to allow Big to go again with a purchase if they'd like, but it's going to be skimp. And operating light on nades on a map like Nuke, it's not an in-game leader's dream, but maybe a half buy could also suffice. It is more of a less bending the knee and more just kind of playing the numbers. So it looks like the half buy is on the docket here. The order's in from Chef Tabson.
Biding his time.
So they've gone with a couple of smokes, couple of flashes, HE. And a ramp maneuver here. Mihu to be tested. He is definitely not passing this one.
Wow, and Keto took no damage for that as well. This could get really uncomfortable for the CTs. Obo's going to have to find a large amount of frags and a quick execution of the gate prior to that smoke going down. He can't really contest, though, as they play with the doors. Breeze, prime position, does deny.
Look at this.
That's perfect. And a different response out of Keto. It's something, but man, well handled. Really well handled. EG just laugh it off.
Got saucy there for a second, but Breeze bailed them out. He denied the plant, and well, that was one of the key components of a round like that for Big. The half buy with the bomb down would have been a great conclusion. But that got messy, didn't it? Denying the door, swinging open. Keto makes it just, but the bomb unable to get planted, mopped up by Obo. And away we go, tied up 6-6. Now it's about extending this CT half for EG. Yard smokes sail through the sky while Cirque takes a pot shot. He's completely blind. They know where the AWP is isolated. They've already thrust him back.
Ooh, Daps with a big win.
Huge fight.
Yeah.
Huge fight for Daps to take.
And Sirison, one of the quickest in the game. Daps! Ooh, Aggie boy! Adjusts into Keto. And he'll make it
him
through.
go.
Let's go. Daps is warm today. Never mind warm, he's hot.
Oof. Okay, Daps. He's got something to say here. Now coming in, look, if your expectations were high that Daps was going to drop bombs and hit some massive shots and be a fragger, you're probably off the mark. But the fact that that is the case, right, he is playing with no pressure.
Nah, he's been DMing on split, bro. You're all dead.
But this is the thing, right? Like, I actually think with the way that Counter-Strike plays against certain teams where it's more chess-based, it's actually better, right? Like, when you think about it, super fast Counter-Strike where it's momentum-based and you're not necessarily a heads-up player, life's a little bit more difficult. But if you're able to just isolate these fights like Daps did just there, a couple of clean shots, huge stuff for him, and it's forced out a timeout here from Big Clan.
Now, don't forget, I mean, that was Big, like, cobbling together something quite threatening, and then Daps just completely repels it. I think Searson really was getting caught out by it. He just didn't expect a CT to wide swing red container.
The shot on top of Silo was brilliant too.
Yeah.
Great stuff out of him. He's actually got 11 kills, third highest for his team right now, and Breeze is having a great game. That's what you needed to see, right? I was talking and alluding to the fact that if we get a reinvigorated Breeze and Cirque with the potency that we've already seen out of Mihu, and that Urbo get schlattered blunt object, as a recipe for success. Nice nade.
Bit deep. They are on the way down the vents. Nobo should hear this. He should hear this in a very big way. Is anyone down there? It's all onto Cirque Orb. And perfect incendiary. It costs him his life.
Entries, man.
Yeah, he's done it twice now. Tech9 and Deagle respectively, and it's going to result in a plant. Could he result in a round? Oh dear. Now the bomb's ticking. Keto's already doubled up. If Gade could just find Daps, Big Clan could make this armored pistol round very, very threatening. They're coming in from ramp. Daps is the only exception to the rule. And to contest it, it's not ideal for Gade. Yeah, he's trying to find a long-range angle. They know where he is, and Searson in a prime position to lock down this round. The smoke is compulsory. They're running out of time, though, Chad. They're really running out of time. They need to be defusing now, and they are. Yeah, just needs one bullet. Searson to deny. Got the defuse! Just in time.
Stole it away!
Just in time. EG will steal it. All of that hard work from Keto. All of that hard work from Big Clan, and it doesn't translate.
Oh, Daps right under the nose, just there behind the smoke, trusting in Breeze. And huge stuff, because this is just Cirque getting wrecked. Absolutely wrecked here. Great shot from Keto. He's keeping up the impact into the lower side, and only just. I know we say that a lot, but that was tiniest of margins.
And I see Breeze, you killed him with the USP. He must have run out of bullets. So it was that window. Searson did have the opportunity, just didn't quite get that double click quick enough. Last round of our first half then. Let's see if Big Clan can handle the Daps yard hold. He's already pretty good for it.
It's such a difficult role, isn't it? Look at this lobby push as well. A real mix-up here. Oh, you've been caught in the act, haven't you? Breeze trying to climb up the ladder, but Mihu's filling that gap, and oh no. Searson's found one too.
Yeah, it's not over yet. Obo. Oh, caught on the way out. And Tizian ready for Mihu's aggression as well. So this one has fallen completely dead in the water. We'll call it 8-7. Still a lead on the half for the Evil Geniuses. They will take that. And we'll see how they handle the transition to the attack. T-side next for the EG boys. Big to receive.
Being able to now play against top tier teams in the top leagues and tournaments is definitely, it means a lot, because I think when you're playing these smaller teams, you really, I have the thought that every team is like really good and putting in a lot of hours. So when you can beat the teams, that gives you a little more, what's the word, maybe like credit. I think it just means not more, because I put in the effort for every match, but I think when you're playing the teams that you know are better because they are ranked higher or whatever, I think it just gives you a little more, I can't say satisfaction because I like winning every time, but it definitely means a lot to be able to play against the top tier teams. That's all I can say. I think that's what matters most to me, and just competing in general is really what I love.
I think that's an interesting conversation, Chad. You know, Gade talked about it in the interview prior, as well as the one given here to ESL Pro League, about just how he said it, patience pays off. You know, he's been very patiently waiting to return to Tier 1, and after having a taste of it, I can imagine it's not easy as a player to just sit there and kind of trust the process that you'll eventually end up back where you feel like you belong.
Yeah, and I think here when you look at the team that he's coming into, it wouldn't have been a natural fit for many people either, right? So returning to the level in for a different language, yeah, with a whole different group of players,
and
it's a curious one.
Like, that's such an ambitious goal. You want to be top 5 in the world, you better make mincemeat out of oppositions like EG.
It's just the star player that you're replacing, right? And the conversation with Tabson on HTV Confirmed the other night, everybody in this team is going to need to frag a bit harder. Well, Kito's already doing that, and will need to do some more right now because he's paired up with Gade. Oh, and they've been completely run out of town. Tizian, you've got 2, but is it enough?
It could and is enough. Tizian with 3 for the ramp hold, and Daps just slinking out of top site with nothing to report. Don't forget, he probably dropped some stuff as well as buying nades. So an armorless Glock up against 3 members of Big with the bomb. This would be the Daps moment where we all start talking about his return to Counter-Strike with the 1v3, no armor. I'm not so convinced, and I'm not sure Big Clan are either.
Look at this angle from Tizian here. He's the one who's looking towards ladder base. For the hell wrap, spots up 1. The dink is good. Daps, okay.
Oh, take your time, brother. 60 seconds, you know what 1 is. You weren't ready for the Tizian angle. And it does result in 4. Valiant attempt, looking good. But EG do take the pistol and close that gap.
Well, so far we are...
EG, let me try again. Big Clan.
Big Clan, EG, G2,
I forgot it was an 8-7 half. It was that, I mean, I don't know why. I doubted that EG won the first half, but they did. They did.
Just the slimmest of margins. But yeah, taking a little bit of a look at it, so far the biggest contributors to the scoreboard for EG, for Big, I've got them both too, yeah, is Kito and then Tizian. Sirison with 10, 6 for Gade and 4 for Tabson. Well, they get a chance to farm up a couple here. Sirison's scout connects and more bodies to be found towards yard. They're on a pretty much full eco here.
Yeah, I saw that nade did 99 damage to Cirque, and that's looking great. In fact, the Daps Glock is back. Go on. Not to be.
Okay, well, they took an eco for a reason, and that reason means they'll get the AK-47s out now. So didn't go for the classic force, didn't want to press the issue in that regard, and well, we get to see what type of smoke variation EG are going to be working with here. Is it going to be something pace steady, a bit more top aggressive? You'd hope not, knowing that there are a lot of SMGs in their side, 3 of which MP9s for Tizian, Kito, and Tabson. This is a classic bonus round coming into play for number 3.
Yeah, and Big Clan 1400 should be enough to get them all well equipped should this go awry, but it is quite the bonus. 3 SMGs, FAMAS, Scout.
Tabson's pushing ramp already here, so they're taking a lot of lobby space early, Big Clan.
Yeah, and a nasty gap for Searson to at least get info through, so Tabson already through the lobby. He's got surely someone's responsibility to hold that and just in the gap. Me who eats a scout bullet. Gade, perfect timing on his contact. And he's had the bomb slip down the ramp. It's on him. down the secret stairs. That'll slow them down in a big way. EG, this was up against the bonus round, and they've lost so much territory.
Yeah, here's the thing as well. Gade still has a smoke, or he did. He used that to help obscure the vision. So this is going to force EG to wait it out, and while that happens, Big can set up their defense, right? What if we got covered? Where can they slip the net? Where are we containing them to? Well, so far, not a whole lot. They get yard and nothing else. Obo has to crack open main here. This is an essential kill, but a hard one.
Hard clear.
Oh!
Snappy from him, and I think the missed scout shot will enable Obo to try and take a little bit of space away from Cirque here. He's loud about it, managing his angles well. And clearing back through main. Now Tabson has taken the space of Keto, and Obo controls his aim and has pulled us right back into a level 3v3. Good catch from Searson on that scout.
He's given them something to work with here, but I think it might just be the save. You can see Daps, he's still very, very passive outside lobby. Cirque now being called off like one of the hounds, and they're holding on to these two AKs, because in the next round of play, they will not have enough for a buy. This can keep them somewhat threatening, but the loss bonus does not build for the two surviving Ts. And, well, two AKs taken. Let's see if Searson can get his grubby mitts on anything before the round ends, and that'll be the third AK picked up. So that is great. Big went in with a bonus. There's a scout, 3 MP9s and a FAMAS, and they walk away with the round win, 3 AK-47s, and plenty of money to go for the purchase. Great shot there from Obo, but it just was not enough. And now, operating with just these AKs, it'll have to be some light upgrades to give EG the best shot into round 19. Searson has his AWP. Tabson has purchased into a silenced M4. But this is going to be a very, very difficult round for EG to win.
Oh, and Tizian wants to make it really complicated from the start. He's just holding the cross. Anyone that dares challenge this is a free frag, and combines nicely with the flash of actually it was Dabs. Caught Obo temporarily, just guarantees that frag, and opening frag for Big Clan in hot pursuit of 11th in the early stages of this half. Gade good for it on ramp as well. So the remaining 3 of this EGT side, they do have both of the AKs with them.
Yeah, they don't have a smoke though, right? It's just this flash on Mihu to try and get into the bomb site. Normally a smoke can guarantee the plant.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do with this?
I guess one of the positives is nobody's lower just yet. And I say that, Gade starts to make his way down to check what's going underneath. So the head there, confirmed now. They don't actually have to play in the site. They can allow EG to breach and then come in for the retake. Gade, I don't know if he wants to concede the plant here. He's happy to stand and fight.
Yeah, and Tabson's arrived at the perfect time. Wow, absolutely nothing for EG to celebrate there. Big Clan have made that as painful as possible.
And it's a good start for them here on this CT side. That's 4 on the trot. They haven't had too many dramas whatsoever. Let's have a look at just how many kills that they have sustained within the first few rounds of play. So in the first 4 rounds of play, only 5 kills for EG, 3 on the pistol and 2 on their first gun round, which were on the way out the door type kills. So not a lot of impact here on the T-half just yet. We will see another buy in Daps and Cirque because they saved those AKs. We'll have to operate with some Mac 10s. A bit faster, it's a ramp rush, a bit of a classic.
Let's see what you got, Gade. They're knocking on your door. And he's gone and snatched
we got 2.
1 straight through the smoke. It's some hard hitters as well of EG. Don't think he's going to be complaining with the double, nor will his squad. You want to go down that lower side. They've already set up Tizian in response. Oh dear. Obo doesn't even get a chance to voice his concerns. He's been eliminated around that smoke. You can see Tizian's dropped another one. That's becoming more and more of a feature within CT setups.
Yeah, he's even going to peek around. This is huge from Tizian.
Oh, it's horrible for Mihu. And as the door slams shut, Daps is handed a sandwich and it's not full of succulent meats.
These are the wraparounds that you'd want to have Stan in your team for, because you know he comes in late and he goes for the clutches. Now, maybe not the 1-on-4, but the 1-on-3s that we've seen a little bit earlier here. For Daps, any damage he can get done here is good. The money for Big is not out of control just yet, but we're starting to end up in that direction now. Fight's won. The fight not converted. Keto stands tall and call that 12 big. Running away with this one now. 5 in a row. And we'll keep the kill count on. 6 kills in the first 5 rounds of play of the T-half for EG. So just getting kills at this juncture, not looking easy. You can see in the top right corner, we have Dust 2 next. That's Big's pick. And Overpass as the third if required. Now, a curious note with Nuke, that does mean that Big opted to start on the T side and managed a decent bag of 7 if you are just joining us here. Got a half buy from EG. Some Deagles, 4, a CZ for Dabs, and well, he's not going to get the room he was hoping for. Another kill conceded early.
Yeah, starting to get a bit repetitive for EG in that sense. Conceding these opening kills and then having to overcome that man disadvantage. His bullets weren't far off. Obo was really close to finding Tabson. If that nade had somehow made its way down the vents, but Tabson's safe and sound. And what is that? It's 2 smokes. So Breeze and Obo, they could choose to deploy them to lock Searson out of this info.
Yeah, well, I guess it's lucky that they don't have a clean route across red. They have to pass Searson, but because he doesn't fire, they get a chance. All 4 of them making it across to red, but that info is now with Big. Oh, that's a gap. That's a big gap.
They've had a couple of those, and for a team that's picking Nuke, I imagine that's something they looked to iron out quite quickly.
Yeah, you can't be having holes in your smoke balls. I did my HLTV confirmed fantasy, HLTV.org fantasy team for Group C and D.
Okay, who's? Let me guess.
No one from either of these teams.
No, but you've definitely grabbed a Navi boy. Have you?
I grabbed 2.
You grabbed Electronic and Simple.
I went bit and boot. Well, because you only get a million to spend.
Budget. Okay.
Simple costs like he's the most expensive player.
So you got Bit and Electronic?
I went Bit and Boomich.
What are you up to?
Well, yeah, because everybody in this group is really, between these groups is pretty expensive. Like, there's also Gambit players, and they're really expensive as well. Right, like Axel, Hobber, Shiro.
Andy.
Yeah. So
okay, I'll have to think about it.
I got Shiro, Inters, Bit, Boomich, and Crims is a bit of a sleeper purchase. He's very cheap. And
I can imagine that, there's a world where Crims...
He's still a world-class player.
I mean, don't forget, he sold all his skins.
Yeah, he did sell his skins.
He did all his...
oh, we didn't talk about that storyline. Crims, guys, sold all of his skins.
He sold all of his skins.
All of his skins. One of the key storylines with Fnatic.
Yeah, leading into today's game. And bloody hell, Searson. I know things are going well. I understand things are going well. But he's definitely feeling himself a little too much. He got put back on his bottom for the aggression, and Tabson's got some of his own. Now ramps open. Getting a bit pushy here, Big Clan, in pursuit of their 14th. It could result in an EG 9th. Gade, he's been having a lot of impact these last 2 rounds. Multi-kills back-to-back. Will he be able to make it thrice?
2 players towards low is the problem right now for Big. They need to get some territory back and fast. Keto's going to need help.
Yeah, I mean, he's snappy today, and if he takes down Obo... Ooh, good clear. Nerdy clear from Obo. You can see how aware he was.
Oof. Okay, Breeze ready as well. Do you think Obo's the most mechanically skilled player in the server right now?
Ooh, I haven't seen enough of it yet. No, I'd argue Tabson is a head and shoulders above him.
Okay.
But I mean, you're saying mechanically. So I mean, in terms of just putting his crosshair on people and being a snappy teenager.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, sure. I agree. Okay, snappy teenagers.
Like, Tabson is the full package.
Yeah, like if you put them in a 1v1 environment, maybe Obo dominates Tabson in the little mechanics ramps silliness.
Well, Mihu is a low sense abuser, so we can't include him in the discussion. He's a low sense abuser. These bloody low sense abusers.
I don't know, man. There's a great counter to low sense abusers, and that's shooting them in the back.
Ah, yes.
You should see Henry G do a full arm workout every time.
Normally, when you get shot in the back, it's normally met with a jump. You jump spin, right, to try and avoid the shots. But you can't avoid Searson's AWP. That's a great start. And Obo Bobo, he's been popped off early here. So after a round, EG are already down a man and almost 2 if the trigger was pulled. Mihu gets across towards T-Red. Back again.
Obo Bobo. Oh, Breezy. Lovely stuff from him. He strings together, creeps out of the hut for a double. If Tabson can't handle that push, he could, though. Damage into Tabson. Daps has softened him up for Cirque, but I think he's got a bit too much on his plate here. So 1 up towards that heaven position. He knows there's a low HP on Daps, and I don't think Searson's got any reason to flinch or move. So it's time to play a game of Counter-Strike statues. And
you moves, you're first. Out. Yeah, well, the song started playing, apparently. Bit of the Spice Girls. You could see Cirque getting some pep in his step right there, but 14-9, and this one feels like it's destined for a big opener. Great way for them in what will be a highly volatile and hopefully highly contested group of Group C to get their Gade campaign off the ground. Let's see, does Daps have any master plans? Breeze onto a Galil. You never love to see it, especially when he's fragging up a storm. Smokes are pending.
Very ambitious from tabseN, taking a big risk there. And where did Breeze's health just go? I think that's the lobby pressure from the CTs. It's left him very wounded.
7 points of health to operate for 1 minute and 35 seconds. You don't love to see that, but they've delayed the smoke wall this time. Make sure it doesn't get disrupted. But here's tabseN.
He's throwing his own one way.
Boy.
I don't know if EG are ready for that.
You have to respect it. Why you wouldn't be picking it in 2021?
Oh, he's done well with that. Obo has jumping through the smoke, and it's too easy for tabseN. He's got one.
Oh, they thought he ran away.
They didn't call it.
He's gonna get. Oh, I was gonna say more, but he's gone for the reload instead. He's pinned on in. They might need a flash or something here. Well, there's the flash. There's the swing. Mihu does get the kill, but it's way too late.
You can't leave. Like, you're just trapped here. You'd have to fight your way out. You'd have to AKV AWP and win it cleanly if you want to convince us that there's more to be said about this round. Keto's even got your name covered. And CSGO will slap another into the feed. We'll call it 15. Big Clan got 6 opportunities now to close out EG's pick in regulation. And yeah, nasty, methodical conversion so far on this defense. It just hasn't looked like EG could have enough to offer.
It's
to
just been fragging.
Make them sweat. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've just been witnessing 2 members of EG going down a little early into a lot of these pieces.
Yeah, so the T side just not getting what they're looking for, and Breeze has been playing well. 24 kills for him, 17 for Obo. Daps has had his moments, especially on the CT side. It's been Mihu and Cirque who have been a bit quieter here, but one more time, they try ramp. Gade gonna pass the test again with the opener.
Yeah, and did a good bit of chunk of damage to Obo, who's trying to take a lot of space back. He wants that hell punish. Peeking onto that as they descend the ramp. I say that. It's only Daps testing the water. Oh, and as he mantles in, it's a head-to-head with Tizian. Oh, magnificent spray from him. 2 from Tizian. And we'll just stick a fork in this one. It is done. Convincing stuff out of Big Clan. Berlin International Gaming, first official with Gade. And they're 1-0 up, starting Group C off as convincingly as possible.